On April 27th, a Minecraft series by the name Naked and Afraid released its first episode. This series was a twist on No Armour Hardcore, with there being no ways of communicating with other members other than proximity chat. This series consisted of 9 people, those being Loony, the server's creator, Brock, SB737, Mini Mooka, Mogswamp, yeahjaron, wunba, clownpierce, and reddoons. Now this is less than half of the 20 members that the much better Season 2 would have, but let's stick to Season 1 for now. With Season 1, the members would have to survive 8 episodes to win the series. Okay, so that's pretty much the rules of Season 1. 9 members, no armor, hardcore. But how was Season 2 such an improvement? Well, with Season 1, the whole server was just a bit too basic. For starters, we've seen 8 episode weekly mini-series loads of time before this, and overall the server was too vanilla. Like, go into your settings, manage some HUD settings, and boom, you've more or less got Naked and Afraid Season 1. Now, don't get me wrong, you could argue this gave Naked and Afraid Season 1 a laid-back charm, but I would counter-argue it and say that it just made the server kind of boring. In the modern state of Minecraft content, so many ideas have been done to the point where if you don't have an interesting idea, your whole series is just going to be a bit boring, no matter who's in it. But with Season 2, the Game Master was introduced, and in the first episode, everyone had to do the Game Master's task or else they would lose a permanent heart.
Instructions to the letter. Oh, what's happened? Wait, have I lost a heart? I don't need 10 hearts.
This idea is cool and unique, and this obviously makes Naked and Afraid feel less vanilla. I mean, if your Minecraft world has the Game Master, please run. This added action and wow factor was something Naked and Afraid Season 1 was unfortunately lacking. Hopefully you're starting to see the contrast. Anyway, if we go back to Season 1, after the first 4 episodes, the end fight happens, which leaves only reddoons, wunba, loony, Brock, and SB737. Actually scrap SB, since he tried to make his POV interesting by constantly splitting up from the rest of the group and died pretty much instantly after the end fight. So you're really only left with these members. They're all super fun and energetic people. Let me repeat, they're all super fun and energetic people. Rek, Brock, Loony, and Wumba are so similar personality-wise, which is great for them, you know, they obviously got along really well and further built their friendships, which is really sweet, but it just made the final 4 episodes of the server kind of boring, since you were watching 4 people who were so similar stick together and do basic and normal Minecraft stuff like building houses. Now that probably sounds kind of mean, so let me clarify, there's nothing wrong with these forced personalities, it's just when you have 4 people so similar stay with each other all episode, it just gets a little repetitive. Like, it gets to a point where more or less every player interaction has been seen before, and player interactions is a very important thing for Minecraft SMPs like this, especially since there isn't any PvP, which is the #1 most important part of most Minecraft SMPs nowadays. And since the remaining members' POVs were so similar, it left a ginormous viewer imbalance. Okay, let's go back to Season 2. Like I mentioned earlier, Season 2 has 20 players and there's a much larger variety. We have members such as Reddoons and Ashwag that match Mini from Season 1's sort of brash humour, along with players like 4C and Blue who have the traits of Rek, Loony, Wumba and Brock, but are much more laid back and chilled with it. That's just to name a few. And also, simply having more members is always going to be a good thing with SMPs, more POVs, more content, more relevant, you know, you get the point. With Season 2 introducing so many people, we got to see some lesser known content creators get the spotlight, such as Tanisha. We got to see content creators from all different parts of the Minecraft content creator spectrum, and to illustrate the scale of how big the spectrum is, before he killed himself in the first episode, we had Evbo, most notable for the creation of Parkour Civilization. Seeing him in an unscripted server was really cool and unique. I just wish Clown didn't drive him to the point of suicide. My point is, there's a much larger variety of players in Season 2, making the player dynamic later in the series more interesting. Also, probably the biggest change in Naked and Afraid Season 2, it's Ultra Hardcore. Ultra Hardcore is a fan term for hardcore worlds where natural regen is turned off. This made the server feel less vanilla and more entertaining because of the increased tension, since people in Season 1 could just be careless, which kind of defeated the whole concept of Season 1. Ultra Hardcore also builds on the idea of Season 1. For Minecraft servers as a whole, even if the changes don't improve the server much, just switching up stuff is always good for making new seasons. So I said the last 4 episodes weren't great since all 4 members had the same POV. Well, that's a lie. In reality, the whole series, everyone had really similar POVs. It was just more obvious in the final 4 episodes. The main camp was tiny, like it was really small, so this claustrophobic space led to all players seeing the same things, building the same things, doing the same things, you get the point. But in Season 2, there are 2 camps, red and blue. This means that at the very least, 2 POVs are going to be favoured as opposed to just one, a red POV and a blue POV, but that's not just it. Each camp had people actually splitting up and doing their own thing. Let's take 4C for example. He literally faked his death, which is a super unique idea, and ended up getting the 2nd highest views on the server while being one of the least subscribed to. And also SB, who never met a single player once. Okay, that technically has more negatives than positives, but in this case it works. What I'm trying to say is each POV has so much more substance in Season 2 because of the two camps, there being a ton of new members and players being more independent. Now something Season 2 unfortunately didn't perfect was a balance between the two camps. Blue team was a lot more popular and probably overall better at the game. And this is further highlighted by the blue team posters selling out before the red ones, even though the posters are connected. However, red and blue camp did merge at the end of episode 4, creating purple camp. So this wasn't as much of an issue after a while. Either way, the two camps were low-key at war for a bit, so along with the Game Master, we got a lot of action to start off Season 2, which was, you know, let's be honest, already more than the entirety of Season 1. And side note, seeing the members resort to unique ways of causing harm to each other since PvP was banned was really funny, and yes, that does include psychological torment. Now this fact is a lot more subtle, but Season 2's focus on death was much more different to Season 1. In Season 2, if someone dies, a sound effect plays. You know somebody's died, but who? However, in Season 1, the question was more, did somebody die, since no sound effect played? I think this was a big step in the right direction. They changed something that I didn't even think needed changing in Season 1 and made it so it added more tension in videos and kept viewers hooked. In Season 2, mob spawns were increased as the server went on. Not really that big of a change, but there being 6 deaths in Season 1 and 17 in Season 2 highlights the increased difficulty that this adds. I mean, to be fair, there were 20 players in Season 2 and only 9 in Season 1, but you get my point. Additionally, the creators are very open about Naked and Afraid Minecraft being a lot of fun to record, so instead of adding stress by trying to monetize the series, a lot of creators keep the series fun for them by uploading it to their second channel and being edited less. Which, speaking of second channels, I have one where I upload bonus content and other stuff, link in the description. This was mainly after seeing the viewer imbalance of Season 1. For example, clownpierce has only just uploaded his episode 1 POV, which he wouldn't have as much freedom to do had he uploaded it to his main channel, and Squiddo is turning each session into a YouTube short. Now you could argue less edited videos is a bad thing, and I could definitely see your point, but the creators having more creative freedom and less stress so they can focus on enjoying the series gives Season 2 the grounded and low-key vibe Season 1 was going for, but unlike Season 1, it doesn't make the server boring. And what I mean about more creative freedom, for example, Yeahjaron is using a new artistic thumbnail style and his videos are in a unique aspect ratio. Like, when do you see square videos nowadays, bro? Okay, so let's get this straight. Season 2 has more action, more members, a larger variety of members, more unique POVs, and a more interesting concept. Yeah, hopefully you can see how much of a comeback Season 2 made compared to Season 1. There aren't many accounts that post videos on Naked and Afraid, so if you would like to see more of this, make sure to show support to this video by liking and subscribing. I'm still a small creator, so I would greatly appreciate it. Thank you for watching, click on the playlist on screen to check out the other videos I have on Minecraft YouTubers, and I'll see you all later. Goodbye.